I don't know. I mean,
what would you do if you weren't in the band?
probably sit at home and do nothing. A lot of Jimi Hendrix and the Doors, definitely. Those guys just rock out.
The original drummer. We had no bass player, and that's when we kind of brought Nathan in, and Nathan was our beginning bass player. His bass and his guitar to see if he wanted to jam with us, and that worked out pretty well. Steven's here, obviously. So we held another audition, and that's when Missy came in.
But I was before Steven, because I remember when Steven came, we all, talked to each other.
Boy, do they regret that now.
Singing in the back. Yeah, but I don't know. I just kind of, I don't know. I guess in middle school I got a Goldfinger CD, and I kind of started getting into like all these bands that play like these little small venues like Mississippi Nights and stuff, and I started going to concerts, and it was really fun, and you just love it. It's just something you feel with your soul.
Well, my biggest influence was my grade school band teacher, Mrs. Stratman. If you ever see this, Lord. I love you. And at first I played flute.
God, are we glad you stopped playing
flute? And then I started playing drums. So much better. Yeah, like my first band love, I guess you could say, was once again Hanson. I know you people are probably like, God, you're such a freaking loser, but...
Is it doo-wop or doo-bop?
It's neither. Neither.
What is it?
But this is not about you.
It's gibberish.
But they I don't know, Zach Hanson and Mrs. Stratman.
When I was about 9 or 10, I got my first album, and it was a Cure album, and I can't remember which one.
Yes.
But just listening to Robert Smith, he was phenomenal. Listening to the band, I loved them. They were really, really, really good. And then when I was, I want to say 13.
Where do you see, and each one down the line, see the band in 5 years?
5 years from now, I don't know. I hate predicting the future.
Because you're always wrong?
No. I don't know. Hopefully with enough, word of mouth to make it. Yeah, I would like for us to have, a big deal record thing or whatever, but at the same time, I kind of want to keep my independence with that. I don't want to listen to what some industry tells me what to do. I wouldn't do that, but I would like to be playing, places like Mississippi Nights and Creepy Crawl, but all over the country, and even like, in Canada.
I think that we're going to be touring Europe and Antarctica.
For the whole 12 people there.
Mexico. And hopefully, if we have space travel by then, the moon. Like George Washington.
In 5 years, well, I'll be just ending college, if I can make it through college, which I think I can. So in 5 years, yeah, but it's nothing like I hate you and I'm gonna like throw a dagger at your face or something like that.
It's usually because of external factors.
Yeah.
I do hate
so
you guys,
I'm gonna. I hope that we get an independent record deal, if that's something that's even possible or out there, because I think that we're good enough to definitely be in the places of like legend bands like Aerosmith and all that kind of stuff.
Aerosmith.
You just gotta grow these big, wide lips.
And a beard.
I think in 5 years we'll have a lot of really good stuff, and we'll all be older and more mature, and hopefully, and well, I'm sure by then
Mature?
we'll be more mature. We'll be, you know, we'll be really ready to show the world.
Go for it. Basically, I got into music because my mother was a drummer, and she was on the road in the 50s or 40s or 50s in a band. She played brushes on an old cocktail drum, and she got me into music. Her whole family was into music. They used to have to take all the chairs and the couches out to fit in all the musical instruments, which kind of is the same way here. So I got into music because of my mother, and then from there I jammed. She'd wake me up in the middle of the night and say, "Cindy, do you have a test in the morning?" And I'd say no, and she'd say, "Well, get up and let's play with Muggsy. He's here with his horn," and all this kind of stuff. So she was all into the old jazz guys. So I learned jazz drumming and stuff just by playing with the old St. Louis guys. And then, of course, I majored in music, and then threw all my stuff in a white van and headed down to LA, and I was in a band called Malcolm Bliss.
Yes! Yeah!
Yes!
And we were out there, and I kind of learned how to put bands together by doing it for myself out there, actually. And I really enjoyed doing it. And then when I came back here, I found these guys and started teaching them, and started thinking, oh, this would go good with this, and this would go good with this. Why don't we throw Steven in the mix, and all this other kind of stuff. So kind of threw them all together, and since then they have become my friends and my family, and, you know, about as close as I guess we can get.